In a small Texas town, a struggling mechanic meets a single mom and her paralyzed daughter. One broken wheelchair, one act of kindness, and a bond that could change all their lives forever. Like, share, and subscribe, and tell us where you're watching from. Now let's get started. In the small town of Waco, Texas, the air smelled faintly of oil and rain as Jake wiped his hands on an old rag. His garage wasn't much, just a metal shed with a flickering light bulb and a coffee pot that barely worked. But to him, it was home. He had spent years fixing engines, bikes, and anything people brought his way. He wasn't rich, but he had a heart that couldn't say no to someone in need. That day, as thunder rolled in the distance, he heard the squeak of wheels outside. When he looked up, he saw a woman struggling to push a broken electric wheelchair through the puddles, her coat soaked, her face pale with exhaustion. Behind her sat a little girl, no older than 7, her tiny hands clutching a stuffed bunny. Jake rushed over without a word and held the garage door open. The woman sighed in relief, thanking him softly. Her name was Emily, a single mom who had moved to town recently, hoping for a fresh start. Her daughter Lily had been born paralyzed from the waist down. The wheelchair was her only way to move around, but it had stopped working 2 weeks ago. Emily had visited every repair shop she could find, but none were willing to fix it for free. She'd almost given up hope when she saw Jake's modest sign, "No job too small." Jake knelt beside the chair, inspecting the worn-out wheels and dead motor. "I can fix this," he said quietly. Emily's eyes widened, disbelief flashing across her face. "But I don't have much money," Jake smiled. "Don't worry about it." The next few hours passed in silence, broken only by the hum of tools and the sound of rain tapping the tin roof. Jake worked with intense focus, his hands steady even when the power flickered. He scavenged old parts from the shelves, motors, screws, wires from a long-forgotten lawnmower, and pieced them together like a puzzle. Every now and then, Lily would giggle softly as Jake made funny faces to cheer her up. Emily sat nearby, watching the mechanic work with care she hadn't seen in anyone for years. She could tell Jake wasn't doing it for money or praise. He was doing it because he genuinely cared. Hours turned into evening. The rain had stopped, leaving behind the scent of wet earth and gasoline. Jake tightened the final screw, then looked up at Lily. "Ready?" he asked. She nodded eagerly. He pressed the power button, and for a moment nothing happened. Then with a faint hum, the wheels began to turn. Lily gasped as the chair came to life, rolling forward smoothly across the floor. She laughed, a bright, pure sound that filled the small garage. Emily covered her mouth, tears streaming down her cheeks. She couldn't believe it. After weeks of watching her daughter stuck in bed, she was seeing her move again. Jake leaned back, wiping sweat from his forehead, a small smile on his face. "Told you it could be fixed," he said lightly. Emily's voice trembled. "You don't understand what this means to us. You've given her freedom again." Jake looked down, a bit embarrassed. "Just doing my job, ma'am." But deep inside, he felt something stir, something he hadn't felt in a long time. It wasn't just about fixing a machine. It was about restoring hope. Lily wheeled up to him and held out her small hand. "Thank you, Mr. Mechanic," she said. Jake shook it gently, trying to hold back emotion. As night settled in, Emily offered to pay him whatever little she could, but Jake refused. "Use it for her medicine," he said softly. Emily didn't argue. Instead, she looked around his garage, noticing the loneliness that hung in the air. The single coffee mug, the old photo of Jake's late parents on the wall, the silence that followed every word he spoke. "You live alone?" she asked. Jake nodded. "Been that way a while." She hesitated, then smiled gently. "Well, if you ever need a home-cooked meal, you're welcome at ours." Jake chuckled, scratching the back of his neck. "That's kind of you, ma'am. Maybe I'll take you up on that someday." When Emily and Lily left, the night was still and quiet. Jake stood by the garage door, watching their taillights disappear into the distance. He felt a warmth in his chest that no paycheck had ever given him. Inside, the hum of the repaired wheelchair echoed in his memory, the sound of something coming back to life. He sat down on his old stool, staring at his grease-stained hands. thinking about how a stranger's broken wheelchair had somehow fixed a part of him too. For the first time in years, he didn't feel so alone. The next morning, Jake arrived early at the garage. The sunlight glowed through the dusty windows, and for once he smiled at his reflection in the cracked mirror. He didn't know it yet, but that rainy afternoon was just the beginning of something bigger, something that would change his life forever. Because sometimes destiny doesn't knock on the door. It wheels itself right into your shop, carrying hope in the eyes of a child and love waiting silently behind a mother's smile. A few days passed since Jake had fixed the wheelchair, but the memory of Emily and Lily lingered in his mind like a soft echo. He often found himself glancing at the small stuffed bunny Lily had accidentally left behind on his workbench. Every time he looked at it, he felt warmth spread through his chest. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a car pulled up to his garage. It was Emily and Lily again. Emily smiled shyly as she stepped out, holding a basket covered with a cloth. "We brought dinner," she said. "You fixed more than a machine that day. You fixed our hearts." Jake was stunned for a moment but smiled. "Well, I never say no to food." They sat at a small wooden table by the garage door, sharing homemade chicken pot pie, while Lily laughed between bites. That simple dinner turned into something special. Jake hadn't eaten with anyone in years, and laughter had become a stranger to his home. Emily noticed how lonely he seemed, even behind his quiet smile. "You must work long hours," she said softly. Jake nodded. "Keeps my mind busy." She wanted to ask what he was keeping it busy from, but didn't. Instead, Lily rolled closer and began telling stories about her school, her favorite cartoons, and how she wanted to be a pilot someday, even though her legs didn't work. Jake listened with genuine interest, his heart breaking a little with every dream she shared. Yet her courage amazed him. He realized this little girl didn't need pity. She needed people who believed in her. The next morning, Jake showed up at Emily's small house, toolbox in hand. "Thought I'd check if the chair's holding up," he said casually. Emily smiled, clearly surprised but happy to see him. The chair was fine, but Jake noticed small things around the house that needed fixing. A leaky faucet, a loose step, a flickering light. He quietly went to work, while Emily and Lily watched from the kitchen. For the first time in years, laughter filled that old house again. Emily offered him coffee, and he accepted, sitting by the window while Lily played with her toys. "You didn't have to do all this," Emily said. Jake shrugged, couldn't help noticing what needed fixing. She looked at him for a long moment and realized he wasn't just repairing things. He was healing something deeper, something that words couldn't touch. Over the following weeks, Jake became part of their routine. He would drop by after work, sometimes bringing small gifts, flowers for Emily, or a new bell for Lily's wheelchair. The neighbors started noticing too, whispering kindly about the mechanic and the single mom. For Jake, these evenings became the best part of his day. He loved watching Lily zoom around the yard, her laughter echoing like music. Emily would sit nearby, her eyes filled with quiet gratitude. Sometimes they'd sit together under the stars, talking about life. She told him about her late husband, how he had left when Lily was born, unable to handle her condition. Jake listened, his jaw tight, angry that someone could abandon a child so pure. But he didn't say much. He just reached over and handed her a cup of coffee, silently offering comfort. One weekend, Jake surprised Lily by painting her wheelchair bright blue with silver stripes. "Every pilot needs a cool ride," he joked. When she saw it, her face lit up brighter than the sun. "You're the best, Mr. Jake," she squealed. Emily watched from the doorway, her eyes glistening. She couldn't remember the last time her daughter had been this happy. Later that evening, when Lily went to bed, Emily and Jake sat quietly on the porch. The crickets sang, and a gentle breeze carried the scent of rain. "You've done so much for us," Emily whispered. "You didn't have to." Jake looked at her, his voice low. "Sometimes life gives you broken things so you can learn how to fix hearts, not just machines." As days passed, Jake realized he had fallen into a rhythm he never wanted to end. He found himself missing them when he was at the garage, and the sound of their laughter became his favorite tune. Emily began to see in Jake what she had long thought she'd never find again. Kindness without expectation, love without words. One afternoon, when a storm rolled through town, lightning cut the power at their house. Jake arrived with candles and a lantern just to make sure they were safe. They sat together in the dim glow, listening to the rain. Lily fell asleep on the couch, while Emily and Jake talked softly about dreams and second chances. Emily looked into his eyes, seeing something honest, something real. "You're different, Jake," she said. "You make things feel safe," he smiled faintly. "Maybe I just fix what others give up on." That night, as the storm quieted, Emily realized she wasn't afraid anymore. For the first time since her husband left, she felt that life might still hold beauty. Jake stood to leave, but Emily stopped him at the door. "Thank you for everything," she said. "You've done more than you know." He hesitated, meeting her gaze. "You and Lily remind me what family feels like," he admitted. She watched him drive away through the rain, her heart pounding in a way it hadn't in years. In the darkness, she whispered to herself, "Maybe some people are sent to us just when we need them most." The next morning, Lily woke up and asked when Mr. Jake would visit again. Emily smiled softly. "Soon, sweetheart," she said, brushing her daughter's hair. Deep down, she knew Jake wasn't just fixing their wheelchair. He was slowly becoming a part of their lives, one kind act at a time. What neither of them knew was that the bond forming between them would soon lead to a question that would change all their lives forever. The days kept passing, and Jake became more than just a visitor. He became part of their small family's daily life. Every morning, he'd stop by with coffee for Emily and a donut for Lily before heading to the garage. On weekends, he'd take them to the park, helping Lily race down the paths in her bright blue wheelchair, while Emily watched, her heart swelling with a peace she hadn't felt in years. The neighbors often smiled at the sight. This rugged mechanic with grease-stained hands, laughing freely with a woman and child who had once lived behind walls of silence and struggle. For Jake, every moment with them healed something he didn't know was still broken. He had spent years living alone, convincing himself that he didn't need anyone. Now he couldn't imagine a day without hearing Lily's laughter or seeing Emily's smile at the door. One Sunday morning, Emily invited Jake to breakfast. The kitchen smelled like pancakes and cinnamon, the sunlight pouring in through lace curtains. Lily was wearing a little pilot's hat Jake had bought her, pretending to fly around the room. "Captain Lily ready for takeoff." Jake laughed, saluting her playfully. Emily watched the two of them with quiet joy. She couldn't believe how naturally Jake had fit into their lives. It wasn't just his kindness. It was the way he saw them, not as a charity case, but as family. When Lily accidentally spilled syrup on his shirt, Jake just chuckled. "Now I look like I wrestled a pancake monster." That made both Emily and Lily burst out laughing, filling the house with warmth that had long been missing. As weeks went by, Jake started spending evenings helping Lily with her school projects. One night, while she worked on a cardboard rocket ship, Emily found herself watching Jake from across the room. The way he leaned down to listen to Lily, the patience in his voice, the gentleness in his hands. It was everything she had prayed for in silence. But a part of her was scared. Life had taught her that good things didn't last, and she couldn't bear the thought of losing another person she had come to love. Later that night, as Jake prepared to leave, she quietly said, "Jake, you don't have to keep doing this. You've already done so much." He turned to her, his expression soft. "I'm not doing it because I have to, Emily. I'm doing it because I want to." That single sentence struck something deep inside her heart. The next morning, Jake was surprised when Emily and Lily showed up at his garage. Lily had a drawing in her hand, 3 stick figures holding hands, Mom, me, and Jake. He stared at it for a long time, unable to speak. Emily looked embarrassed but smiled shyly. "She drew it last night," she said. "She says we're a team now." Jake swallowed hard, his throat tight with emotion. "It's the best thing anyone's ever given me," he said, gently taking the drawing and pinning it to the wall above his workbench. From that day on, the garage didn't feel empty anymore. That picture became his reminder of why he worked so hard, why every sound of laughter mattered more than money ever could. One chilly evening, tragedy almost struck. The wheelchair's motor suddenly failed while Lily was outside, and she nearly fell trying to move on a steep ramp. Jake rushed over just in time to catch her before she hit the ground. Emily came running, terrified. Jake held Lily in his arms, shaking slightly from fear. "You're safe," he whispered, his voice trembling. After making sure she was fine, he spent hours that night repairing the wheelchair again, this time reinforcing every bolt and wire, determined that it would never fail her again. Emily sat nearby, watching his tired face illuminated by the small workshop light. "You care about her like she's your own," she said softly. Without looking up, Jake replied, "She might as well be. She's family to me." Tears welled in Emily's eyes. For the first time in years, she allowed herself to believe that love could come back into her life. A few days later, Jake invited them both to a local fair. Lily squealed with excitement as they rode the Ferris wheel together, her eyes wide as she saw the lights of the town below. Emily sat beside Jake, her hand brushing his accidentally. Neither of them pulled away. When the ride ended, they walked through the fairground, Lily happily eating cotton candy. Emily turned to Jake and said, "You know, before you came along, I didn't think life could feel this full again." Jake smiled faintly. "Sometimes broken things lead us to the right people," he replied. They stood there in silence for a moment, the cool night wind brushing past them, both knowing something had changed between them. One evening, a week later, Jake finished another long day at work and drove to Emily's house. The sun was setting behind the Texas hills, painting the sky in soft orange and pink. As he stepped onto the porch, he saw Lily waiting for him, her small face glowing with excitement. "Mom wants to talk to you," she said. Emily appeared at the door, her eyes a mix of nerves and emotion. "Jake," she began softly, "you've done so much for us. You've given my daughter freedom again, and you've given me hope." He stood still, unsure of what to say. She took a deep breath, her voice trembling. "Lily already sees you as her hero, and She paused, tears glimmering in her eyes. "I can't imagine our life without you. So I have to ask." She hesitated for a moment, then said the words that would change everything. "Jake, do you want to be her father?" For a moment, the world seemed to stop. Jake's heart pounded as he looked at her, then at Lily, who was watching with wide, innocent eyes. Emotion flooded him, too strong to hide. He stepped forward, his voice breaking. "Emily, I'd be honored." Emily covered her mouth as tears streamed down her face. Lily squealed, wheeling over and hugging his leg tightly. "You mean it?" she asked. Jake knelt down, meeting her eyes. "I've never meant anything more in my life." That evening, as the sun disappeared and the stars began to glow, the three of them sat together on the porch, wrapped in the comfort of something new and unspoken, family. The once lonely mechanic had found a home not made of walls, but of love, laughter, and the sound of a little girl's wheelchair rolling joyfully across the wooden porch. Sometimes the greatest miracles don't come from fixing machines. They come from mending hearts.